Well, hi there. So, let me turn down the volume, real quick. I tried to turn up the volume of the, sorry, I tried to turn up the volume of the, recording, because somebody said that, it was too quiet on the last video. So I turned it up a bit, and then I glanced at OBS as I was speaking, and I saw the sound, the sound visualizer, I guess you could call it. I just saw it go completely red, so I'm like, yeah, no, too much. So, I'm sorry, rip headphone users. Sorry for the jump scare. So, yeah, you caught me once again changing the audio output of this little mini PC to the HDMI because I forgot to do that last time. If you watched the first video on Linux Mint, you'll know that I was very dissatisfied with Linux Mint because it wouldn't let me switch to the HDMI output. This particular mini PC, this is a GMK Tech Nuckbox G3, I believe. Hold on, I can tell you for sure here. System. About. Yeah, GMK Tech Nuckbox G3 Plus. And this particular unit has an issue where it will automatically, when you install a distribution, have the output be the headphone jack, which is, I believe, this thing right here. So you have to like go in and manually switch it to the HDMI audio. In my case, because I'm using a TV, if you plug in a set of speakers to the headphone jack, you don't need to worry about that. But in my case, I'm hooking this up to a TV, and I needed to manually switch this to the HDMI DisplayPort. But once you do that once, it's set. You don't have to do it again. Okay, so I said I would make a follow-up video. We're just back on Ubuntu 24.04. I didn't make this is not a normal video. I might not even put the You Can Linux branding on the video, because I don't want this to be what my channel is about. I want this to be about Linux. But I said I'd make a follow-up video, and here I am making a follow-up video. There is such a thing as meeting the moment, right? So we got go away. So I was sent an email by some people who briefly, I guess, worked with Raven dev team. Initially I thought that I would just at the beginning of the Ubuntu video, I'd just say a few words about how, the KO made a video response, and I was like, I was going to be like, I still don't think this is going to work, or at least not work out very well, but I'd love to be proven wrong, and all that, and I wish him the best of luck. But I kind of changed my mind a little bit on that. I do hope he does. I do hope KO does better. I don't wish him to get eaten by piranhas or anything. But I was sent an email. I would like to get a couple things out of the way before we start on the message. This isn't like the exact email I was sent. This is kind of an updated document because the people who reached out to me were kind of stressed and awake after dealing with this situation. But so first things first, this doesn't really have much to do with the situation at hand, but in the email exchange, they called me Stan Stockfoot. My name's not actually Stan Stockfoot, right? And I don't blame them for getting that wrong, because, it's all over my fucking channel. The username is Stan Stockfoot. The email is stanstockfoot@gmail.com. It's all over the place. I think I mentioned it in like one video that that's not actually my name, but I don't blame them for not going back and watching that particular video. You can just call me Evil Rhoda or just Rhoda for short. Please don't call me, don't shorten it to Evil. Only Daddy Bezos gets to call me just Evil. Right? So, but yeah. No, so yeah, it's Evil Rhoda or just Rhoda, if we're talking online. If we meet up in real life, somehow, if our paths cross, then you can call me Andrew. But online, it's just Evil Rhoda or just Rhoda if you want to shorten it. So, yeah. And something that they didn't, I don't think they mentioned in the document, or maybe they mentioned it briefly, but the voting. So, in his response video, KO said, KO like said, and it actually in the first video, he was like, oh, this isn't like other open source projects where, the Tor team, he used Tor as an example. The Tor team controls Tor. Here, everybody controls Betanet. But here's the thing. Tor is an open source project, right? And hold on, let me see if I can find, let me see here. Tor project. Let's see here. Do they have a, oh, this is an actual foundation. Okay. So this is a whole ass foundation. Let me see here. Do they accept contributions? Okay. Let's see here. How do I contribute to Tor? Let me see here. Huh. Okay. The Tor Community Council. What's that? Huh. Now, I thought this was open source, but I mean, some open source projects, they don't want you to actually contribute. They just let you see the code. What's the Tor network? Let's see here. License, BSD 3 clause license. Okay. So they might not actually accept contributions. So maybe that's a bad example. But I just, my point still stands. This project is not special in the fact that they have people, in the fact that they like. So, okay, so here, let me find my words. What I'm trying to say is, if you have your average free and open source project, you can just contribute to. You can submit a pull request. Like if you go to any random GitHub project, you can see the pull request tab, right? That is where people who want to submit patches to the code can submit a pull request, and then the developer can decide to accept that into their mainline code, or they can reject it, right? So the main difference here and between it and maybe some other open source projects, because a lot of open source projects follow the benevolent dictator for life model, right? So basically it's like one guy making all the decisions, and sometimes it's like a few guys, right? But I'm sure there are some other projects out there where, the community like votes on what to include in the project, right? So, I mean, KO and the other guy, I think his name is Pharaoh, are both still like controlling the project. I mean, do we have any assurance that they won't like go against the votes? I mean, sure that basically ruined the whole project because nobody trusts anymore. It'd feel like betrayal, but they could do it. I've seen Projects for an Evil before, just last episode. Actually, I think I owe an apology to someone from last episode. Let's see here. Gaming on Linux. Yeah, okay. So I owe an apology. So last episode, I mentioned that there was a project called I meant PolyMC, where the dev went crazy and then like kicked out everybody and deleted the code of conduct and was like, the code of conduct is for liberal cucks or whatever. So basically everybody who was working on that moved it over to Prism Launcher, and Prism Launcher is a great tool. But instead of PolyMC, I said multi-MC. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you in the crosshairs. Multi-MC is, I'm sure, a fine project. I haven't heard anything bad about them. So, I mean, I can't personally vouch for them because I've never used the project, but it's not run by fascists. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got that wrong. Okay. I'm getting distracted already. But yeah, no, so it's like, and like, how do we know that they won't rig the voting either? I mean, I guess it's up to those who are voting to keep them accountable, but still, you know, he talked about that like it was some groundbreaking thing that was super unique, and it's not. It's just not, right? Any free and open source project, basically any free and open source project, not all, some of them don't actually want patches, but a lot of them, you know, they're like, patches welcome. Anybody can contribute code to this, and we can. And the only thing really different is everybody votes on it, right? And even then, it's not everybody. It's like, I think it's like the server owners. Actually, I got to get to that too. So here's the thing, right? So the server owners, they're the ones responsible for implementing Betanet, or so he said in the first video, right? He said, we don't need mass adoption from users. I'm paraphrasing, right? But he implied we don't need mass adoption from users. We need mass adoption from developers and server owners. But then, I only watched part of the live AMA. Or maybe it was in the response video. I forget which. He said, "Oh, it's a new protocol." I think this was in the response video. He's like, "Oh, this is a new protocol." So it's like Gopher or Gemini. Gemini, the internet protocol, not Gemini, the Google's AI. They're separate things, and the first Gemini was named before Google changed their AI's name from Bard to Gemini, which pisses me off because the internet protocol Gemini is actually really cool. And we'll get to that too. Hold that thought in your mind, right? Hold that thought in your mind. Okay. So what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so here's the thing, right? So nobody's going to fucking use this if they have to download a separate browser or an extension, right? Even an extension is asking too much for a lot of people, right? So it just very few people are actually going to use this service if that's the case. Because I was under the impression in the first video that actual users wouldn't have to do anything. And I was thinking, I wonder how he's going to do that. The answer is, he's not going to fucking do that. It was bullshit. Or at least I assume it was bullshit. Okay. And the second thing is, or the third thing, whatever one we're on, though, the next thing I want to cover is the money. The document gets into this a little bit, but the money. So he mentions that this is a way for server owners to make money instead of spending money on hosting. But like one way he mentions is the server fees. But like when he says that, I think, what is this, a mining thing? Is this are you trying to get people to mine cryptocurrency here? Is that it? Or is it just the server fees? I'm a little confused there. I don't remember if I finished the live AMA. I'm sorry. I'll link to another video by some guy named Oscar, which is also a great little video about this. So anyway, so this email, in this email, these people invited me to a Discord server, and that's where I found this other guy, Oscar, who's also making a video about this. And I recommend you do go watch his video. He has a lot more to say about the software and development side to it, like the technical aspects. I am not a developer. I'm not a network engineer. I don't work in this field. My education is in history. So, that's kind of part of the point of this whole You Can Linux series, right? Like, I'm just some schlub who started using Linux, and I got through it. I use it every day. I don't have Windows on any of my computers. Well, I only have the one laptop right now, but still, I haven't used Windows at home since 2016. And I lost my train of thought. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I haven't used Windows since 2016. And it works. It works for me, and I hope it'll work for you. But yeah. So anyway, so the document starts out saying that Mutahar, from Some Ordinary Gamers, and there was somebody else they mentioned. I thought they mentioned somebody else in here, but Mutahar covered it, and Mutahar has a pretty big following. He's like a massive YouTuber with like millions of subscribers, I'm pretty sure, right? I think I mentioned this in the first video. I haven't been subscribed to him for a long time, and I think he recently got canceled for something. I don't care about that, but yeah. So actually, Mutahar has covered some of Raven's soft stuff before. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Raven. There we go. Oh no. That's spoilers. Don't look at that. Raven Dev Team. Okay, there we go. You'll notice something missing that was there the last time. Okay. So oh my god, I forgot what I was doing. Hold on. Okay, yeah, I was looking for okay. So I think it was under Talon. Yeah, there he is. He also covered Talon. Please do this right now. I don't know why I thought he was a Linux user. I mean, I know he used Windows in a virtual machine to like game and stuff, but I thought he was a Linux user. I don't understand why he's advocating for that. But we'll get to that as well. As the document says, there are some of the developers who worked on Betanet's bounties, and they want to air out some grievances. Okay. So you can kind of pause it here and like read it. So these guys do have a Discord, as I mentioned. I don't I think they said they didn't really want it to be out there on videos criticizing Betanet specifically because they didn't want to paint a target on their backs. If I'm mistaken, or if they change their minds, I'll put a pinned comment with a link to their Discord if they would like. But I won't say the name of their Discord or anything while I'm here. In fact, I copy and pasted this from Proton Drive in order to obscure like the names involved, right? So they say that all development teams have now ceased work due to serious concerns regarding the Raven team and its lead, KO, and they are now focusing on developing their own solution. Okay, so let's start here. So first of all, inability to explain the Betanet spec without relying on ChatGPT to answer questions, and admitted to forgetting multiple sections of the spec. Okay, so I'm going to start off with this. So this channel is LLM unfriendly. I hate generative AI. I think it's bullshit. I think I think it doesn't work right for what people want to use it for. I don't think it serves very good purposes. I think the environmental impact of them is fucking unbelievable, and we should outright ban it, honestly. It just, like stuff like ChatGPT, Midjourney, all that. I know those aren't like exactly the same because Midjourney does images and ChatGPT deals with text, but still, like, it needs to stop. We need to put a stop to this AI stuff, and that's what I think, right? This generative AI stuff. Not necessarily machine learning, but I think that things like ChatGPT and Midjourney are an evolutionary dead end in technology in the same way leaded gasoline was, okay? Right? Like this is the leaded gasoline of now, right? It's not good. So the fact that the developer is using ChatGPT and allegedly vibe coding, we'll get to that. Allegedly, like using ChatGPT to make fucking make the spec and also to do code. That's awful. Do never ever fucking do that. That is, one, it's a waste of time. Two, it can be really fucking dangerous. Like, if you don't understand what the code actually is doing, like, you can see it right in front of you, but it's not like it has accurate comments. Like, do you really trust the comments on, or if there are any comments? See, what ChatGPT does, all it does is give you the most statistically likely response to your prompt, okay? So, like, that could result in things, I haven't heard of this happening, this is just a hypothetical, that could result in things like telling you to put butter on a burn, right? Don't do that shit, by the way. That'll result in an infection. If you want to treat a burn, run it under cool water, and if it's bad enough, call 911. If it's a third-degree burn, always call 911. You'll tell because the skin will look ashy and gray. It's just nasty stuff. Do not mess around with that. But, like, if enough people repeat that old wives' tale that, putting butter on a wound will cure it, or will, help heal it, then ChatGPT will regurgitate that, right? That's why that's why, like, when Google put out their AI at first, and people would, like, Google stuff like depression, and it would tell them to kill themselves because it was scraping the whole fucking internet, and people are terrible. Well, I don't want to say people are terrible. The most terrible people are the loudest. There, we'll say that. So don't rely on ChatGPT for anything. Oh my god. Okay, so, and then the next point is allegedly ignoring developer bounty submission emails. They do put allegedly here, so this is very hard to prove. I don't know if this, and there's really no way to say if it's actually true, because, I mean, one, they could be going to spam. Two, they could just not have enough time. It's only been like a week or two since he released the first video, right? So they could have not just not had time to respond. So this is really hard to prove, and that's why, and I'm glad they put that allegedly in there, because, you know, there could be a genuine reason why they didn't respond, right? Might not because they're ignoring them. Next item is changing bounty criteria from first completed to best implementation. So it probably should have been best implementation in the first place. I don't know if the standard in the industry is first completed rather than best implementation, but as an outsider looking in, it seems like it should have been best implementation from the outset. The problem here is you should have said that up front. You shouldn't have changed that, you know? So that's what's bad about that. You shouldn't have changed that. You should have had it be best implementation from the outset. So that kind of sucks. That's not the worst thing. Honestly, I think one of the absolute worst things, provably worst things, is the use of LLMs. But we'll continue. Controls $43,705 USDC in donations at age 17 with no transparency or accounting. So, some people might be concerned with age 17. It's a little bit concerning if the other guy isn't an adult. Although, I don't know, that might have some other implications if he is an adult. But, like when we did the Ubuntu Unity episode, I think I mentioned the guy who is head of Ubuntu Unity is like 15, and he was 10 when he started that project. So, yeah, I believe in the youth, right? But here's the thing, I'm pretty sure Canonical has oversight over that guy. So if he tries to take donations for himself, I think there will actually be consequences. If this guy does it, I mean, and the big thing here is no transparency or accounting, right? So I think this is something that is fixable if he does just have, you know, if he does just make his financing transparent, right? On a related note, said money was fundraised in a fan-made Betanet Solana-based token. I don't know what Solana... I mean, I know it's a cryptocurrency, but I've never heard of it before. But they advertised the fund on their Discord, Twitter, and website using bags.fm. Bags.fm is, of course, a crypto site. Little LibreOffice tip. If I click the link, I can't open it. If I right-click and click Open Hyperlink... Okay, it goes to the link. So yeah, this is Betanet's page on bags.net. Let's go to the homepage. I guess you can create a new coin. Oh, you can verify with fucking Twitter. That's great. I hate Twitter. So yeah, this is a cryptocurrency website, and I am not a fan of cryptocurrency at all. I'm almost less of a fan of cryptocurrency than I am of AI. Because, you know, AI, you know, maybe someday some use will come up out of it. But then I would have to say, at what cost, right? At what cost? Because, you know, you've got to factor in the plagiarism, the environmental cost. I still don't think it's worth it. But, you know, but cryptocurrency is just, you know, it's just not. That is also a dead end akin to leaded gasoline. On On Twitter, a surge of suspicious and influential crypto accounts are now mass advertising their token. So when I made the last video, I didn't realize that they had a token. So yeah, just because the way he said it, it didn't sound like they were making a token. It sounded like they had eCash. So I wasn't clear on whether or not they were making a token, but I guess they did. They removed funds from the account when it reached the value of 51,000 USD to significant backlash on social media. The wallet can be seen here. Again, right-click, open hyperlink. Ah! What is this? You know what? Fuck it. Oh my god, go away! Okay. Okay, so we have a wallet here. I can't make heads or tails of this, but if you want to pause and look at it, here's the first page. Here's the second page. So you can pause, look at it, take a screenshot, whatever you want. So yeah, I just so to be fair to KO, he said that in his response video that he wanted to take it out immediately because the cryptocurrency that was donated could either appreciate in value or depreciate in value. So he wanted to go with the more known quantity. So fine, but like this goes back to the no transparency in your accounting bit, right? If you had your finances more transparent, I feel like people would have a lot less of an issue with this, right? But that was his explanation in the follow-up video, right? And then they say another Bag FM crypto fund was found with links back to the Raven Team wallet, and they have failed to comment when asked about it. So yeah, I don't know what exactly this means or whatever. I'm not a cryptocurrency guy. I detest cryptocurrency. I want as little to do with it as possible. Some bounties appear fake as they already have existing implementations, such as spoofing the Chrome browser fingerprint. I don't know what they mean by fake. I would call it not exactly fake, but I would call it duplication of work if they are being honest and they're not just going to fork an already existing implementation. I don't doubt that spoofing the Chrome browser fingerprint is already a thing that exists, but again, I'm not a developer. I don't use that sort of thing, so I wouldn't know. Regularly muting or banning those who raise technical or security concerns, contradicting Betanet's stated mission of being censorship resistant. So I don't know what it specifically happened. This is also kind of hard to prove because I'm not in Raven's Discord. I didn't see this happen. So this one is kind of their word against his. But I don't trust people who use LLMs to do important work. So, not even kidding. If you say brain rot terms in their Discord server, you will get banned. I don't know what you mean by brain rot terms. Do you mean like skibbity toilet? Are Zoomer? Are the Zoomer words banned in his Discord? No skibbity. The scat man is not allowed in KO's Discord. Oh my god. Okay. So I mentioned this before. Misrepresenting Proton as a website and a project sponsor. In reality, it sponsored YouTube videos with an affiliate link, not the Raven organization. It says here, heavy speculation. So I actually emailed Proton to see if this was true or not. I never got a response, but they did take down the Proton logo on their website, and I think KO gave half-assed response to this. So I can't say that they were doing, because I think that's technically illegal. I don't want to accuse them of like an outright crime if this was just like a misunderstanding or something. So, but take this as you will. They did indeed. I mean, this might not have been actually why, but they did take off the Proton logo from their website. So, yeah, can't say absolutely for certain, but it is certainly a possibility. Okay. Talon tool being marketed as a flagship project despite its poor quality gets flagged by Windows Defender and is reported to brick fresh installs, breaking core Windows features, and permanently disabling Windows Defender itself. Most browsers will also prevent you from downloading it. A code inspection shows that a lot of the debloating capabilities aren't built into Talon. Instead, it downloads the required .ps1 scripts from the Talon servers. So, yeah, no, don't use Talon. If you're on Windows 11 and you want to debloat it, don't use Talon. I mean, that's a fool's errand anyway, because on the next update, everything's going to get back to the way Microsoft wants it. But if you are into this whole debloating thing, don't use Talon. This is suspicious as hell. And even if they don't mean anything malicious by it, the fact that it has to go out to the internet and download scripts, even if they aren't actually being malicious, I mean, I can see some scenarios where some bad actors somehow make Talon download the wrong scripts, and then it completely fucks you over. All right, don't use Talon. Okay, actually, I'll tell you the best 100% most reliable way to debloat Windows. Okay, first you gotta start off by going to www.linuxmint.com. Sorry, I'm a Linux user. I gotta say it. I gotta do the little jabs at Microsoft and Windows. That I just seriously get off Windows as soon as you can, right? Like, I get it if there's a particular tool you have to use on Windows, right? But like, you can on Linux, you can install Chrome, you can install you can just stick with Firefox. I recommend you stick with Firefox. It's so much better than Chrome in a lot of ways, even from a security standpoint. You can install VS Codium if you're a developer. There's plenty of software on Linux that I think a lot of people will be surprised if they look into it, right? Because I'm sure there's some artists out there using Krita without realizing it's a part of the KDE project and is native to Linux, right? So please look into what's actually available on Linux. And if you're stuck on Adobe tools, well, first of all, you need to get off those regardless of if you switch to Linux, because Adobe is terrible. But let's say you're completely stuck on them, you can't switch to anything else. Well, don't worry, because I'm sure in a short while, all of the Adobe suite will be entirely web browser based. I'm just, a few years back when they made the web version of Photoshop, I was like, yes, I'm vindicated, because that indicates to me that at the very least they were looking into that route. Even if they decided it, the web browser technology wasn't there yet, they were at the very least looking into it. At the very least. Okay. So, yeah. Planning to let node operators charge for traffic routing, creating a paid-first network that could be exploited for price gouging and de-anonymization. So I wasn't clear on how this would work either, right? So, and I should have mentioned this in the first video, like how the fuck would this work? Like, who are you charging? Are you charging, like, other nodes in this mesh of nodes for traffic? Are you charging the user for traffic? How does this even work? Like, if I go to a website, will I have to, like, put in my credit card information to connect to it? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Of course, if I had to put in credit card information, that'd defeat the whole purpose of it. And if I'm using cryptocurrency, I mentioned this last time, cryptocurrency isn't actually secure, right? Like, everybody thought Bitcoin was untraceable until somebody figured out how to trace it. And I think that was back in, like, 2014. Like, over 10 years ago, I believe Bitcoin has been traceable, okay? It's not as anonymous as you think it is. Functionally similar to a mesh VPN without the proven benefits of established protocol encryption protocols like WireGuard. Again, I can't attest to this. I think I tried setting up a VPN at my house once, just to see if I could do it, and also get around like workplace blocks. I couldn't figure it out. So that's my level of tech savvy. I couldn't figure out how to set up OpenVPN on a little Raspberry Pi, right? So yeah. In the first stage call, KO claimed to be the spokesperson for the project, but then later claimed to be a developer for the project. This one's a little nitpicky, but you know, it does kind of attest to how sloppily this is put together, right? Like you know, I mean, I guess he would be both the spokesperson and a developer, but again, it just feels really sloppy and kind of slapped together, right? This whole project does. Update August 14th. The Raven dev team found the British person. The Raven dev team website has been taken offline due to suspected abuse by their provider Hostinger. KO made a video about it. It claims it was taken down due to phishing, but does not provide evidence of these chat logs. So, actually, I haven't watched this video, and I'm not going to while I'm making this video. How are we on time? Oh god, we're already 42 minutes in. I thought this was going to be a really quick video, but no. So yeah, if it really was due to phishing, I don't exactly know what happened there. It says below here, interesting that the anti-censorship team that constantly bans and censors critics is now being censored. So right click, open hyperlink. And it's an issue on their GitHub page. They straight up said this to their faces. Alright, let's see the screenshot. Okay. You are blocked from the Raven dev team and organization and cannot comment because of this content. Let's see here. Who was it? At Bagel Developer. Was that Lilithian? Tom, that's Tom. Okay, so this isn't like an issue that he actually posted in. So I'm not exactly sure what he said though. So maybe take this with a grain of salt. I mean, this is still up. Yeah, like this person said, what's the context? You're kind. Jesus Christ. It's a funny story. On the last video, somebody posted a comment that basically said, "Shut up, Fed." And I'm just like, wow, rude. I would not be working as a Fed under this fucking administration, let me tell you. And if I was, I'd probably be laid off long ago. So, yeah. Okay, here's the issues. They seem to have been respectful. KO and the other teammates on Raven cannot take any sort of... Okay. You resort to disrespect because... Question mark. Okay. Uh, I mean, that's true. That's what I've been basically what I've been trying to say. If you want people to contribute to this, either monetarily or with code, you need to be more accessible and clear to what your goal is, right? Exactly. That's basically what I've been trying to say in a lot more words, right? Okay. Yeah, before anybody invests any time, money, or effort into this, Raven dev team needs to get organized a little more. Yeah. Huge overlap, lack of any prototypes or public code, iffy track record, Oscar, that Oscar guy, that Oscar guy, what a guy. He, in his video, he also mentioned that all their previous projects are like small Python apps, basically. Yeah, under 40 commits. Love it or hate it. I hate AI, so yeah, that was already a non-starter for me. Finding out that that he made a lot of this with AI, because like, again, I'm not a developer, so when I first saw that, I didn't immediately cop to the fact that it was partly or possibly entirely made with AI. So yeah. It always ends in crypto, doesn't it? Okay. So, yeah, he wasn't disrespectful. I mean, he was a little blunt, maybe. Um, I hope nobody gets scammed because of this. That's a little blunt. That's not exactly, not exactly rude. I mean, he's just telling the truth, right? So, yeah, and then they banned him. Like I want these things to, I kind of want these things to work. Um, I'll get back to that. So, okay. So there's a link to the AMA recording. I'm not going to watch that on stream. That'll take, I think that's like 2 or 3 hours long. That'll take way too long to respond to. Okay. So, yeah. And plus, I don't, I know Oscar in his video censored a lot of things, so I don't want to like just publicly expose people like that in the chat in a what is a pretty negative video. So who is at so okay. So here are some other keynotes. In the same AMA session prior to the recording, Kale was asked about encrypted and client hello. He incorrectly claimed it was insecure, while also in fact advocating for its inclusion in Betanet. So I don't know what encrypted client hello is, but yeah, that's really I don't know what to call that. That's strange. KO just demonstrated a lack of understanding of ECH, failing to note it is an experimental browser feature requiring server-side implementation. ECH encrypts the initial client-server handshake, preventing intermediaries from seeing the target domain or IP. Okay. When asked why Betanet is even needed, and why not focus on decentralized technologies like AT protocol used by Blue Sky, KO admitted unfamiliarity. After being given an overview, he dismissed it as censored for some fucking reason, ignoring the explanation that Blue Sky's moderation is due to its hosted app view, and that AT protocol allows self-hosting of app views and relays with custom moderation policies. So I'm not gonna lie. I think AT protocol is also kind of a dead end, but not a dead end as in like leaded gasoline like AI is. I think it's a dead end in the same way Gopher was, because AT protocol Yeah, there's a channel called Nico Loves Linux, and he made a video about this. It's like something about Federation washing. Hold on. YouTube.com. Okay. I was about to scream because I was being blinded by the light mode. Nico Loves Linux. This guy's channel. This guy's a pretty good channel, by the way. I do recommend this channel. Let's see here. Where is it? I don't. Oh, I don't see it. I'm probably missing it. Oh, you know what? Control F. There we go. Ever heard of Federation washing? So I think that what I think people should use is oh god, what's it called? It's not ActivityPub. ActivityPub is a great protocol that federates services, and I think it's a much better protocol than AT protocol. I think the reason Blue Sky is so much more successful than, say, Mastodon is, well, one, ActivityPub isn't just Mastodon, it's also Mastodon's forks, it's also PixelFed, it's also, oh god, there's like a bunch of things that like federate with AT protocol. PeerTube as well uses, or not AT protocol, but they all use ActivityPub, right? So I think that is a much better protocol, and I think the only reason Blue Sky is so much more successful is, well, again, fragmentation for one, and for two, they kind of centralize everyone into their Blue Sky, and Blue Sky is basically Twitter before Twitter got bought by Elon. I was about to say before Twitter got shit, but Twitter was always shit. Okay, Twitter. Well, I won't say always. Maybe very early days it was fun, but like, I left Twitter in like the late 2010s, maybe the early 2010s. It was when I think late 2010s is when I stopped like checking it entirely. It's just not a good place, guys. Don't bother with it. That was Twitter. I'm sorry. Blue Sky's a lot more worth your time, but you know, I'm on both Blue Sky and Mastodon. My Mastodon instance is called wandering.shop, so Evil Rhoda at wandering.shop if you want to follow that. I should really put that. I should really start putting my socials in the description. I should also like make an end card for these videos. A lot of things I need to do for this channel. KO ignored follow-up clarifications and returned to making incorrect claims about HTTPS censorship, which is irrelevant since websites are being controlled, not the access protocol. And that is very true, right? So in the last video, I mentioned, like, you know, governments aren't afraid to just block the whole internet, for one. They're not afraid to fuck with DNS, as we saw with Turkey back in the 2010s. I mean, I saw a picture of like Google's IP address spray painted on a building. I think that was on Tumblr, and I think the caption was, "This is the most cyberpunk thing I've seen in my life," right? It's like this. So these authoritarian regimes are not afraid to fuck with internet infrastructure, right? They don't care. And the big thing is websites are being controlled. That's where the big censorship is happening right now, right? Like, with the UK's Online Safety Act, right? So that's so the access protocol is irrelevant. These are social issues that we need to fix, not technological, right? So, and then feedback questioning Betanet's necessity is consistently disregarded, with critics banned / muted despite public claims of being open to feedback. And so, yeah. Now, something interesting, I did mention that these guys have a Discord, and they also mentioned in the document they're kind of working on their own, like, implementations of stuff. I think they mentioned that they'd rather, in the Discord, that they'd rather work on smaller components of protocol than just work on a big monolithic thing like Betanet. So, and I think that's a much better way to start out as well. Again, not a developer. I don't have any experience in the space, but from the outside looking in, I think that's a better way to go about things. Just in general. Okay, and then we have GitHub issues and archives. There's security flaws, additional developer concerns, and AI-generated spec suspicion. Let's see here. Are these still up? Okay. All right. So I didn't click the archive links, so at the very least, they left these up, right? I'll give them that much. At least they left these GitHub issues up, right? So I'm not going to go through these because I just went through that whole big long document, and this video is getting up on an hour. Now I will say these AI detectors don't generally work. So I mean, if you want to use an AI detector, use them as like a screening tool to be like, okay, these ones are worth investigating, right? Like it's kind of like vibes, right? Vibes are not good enough to make a conclusion on. They are grounds for investigation, right? So yeah. But yeah, it concludes, you know, the management practices shown by Raven Team KO, combined with the impractical, overly complicated, and very firewall vulnerable Betanet spec, over reliance on the quick protocol. I don't know what that is. Again, not a network engineer. Make the project unfeasible and potentially misleading to contributors, investors, and the public. And that is absolutely correct. Ignore this last line. I'm pretty sure that was directed at me and also Oscar, the other guy they contacted, and maybe they contacted other people as well. But yeah, no, I don't normally like tearing down open source projects, but when I first saw that video, even when I saw like the headline, I was like, this doesn't pass the sniff test, right? So, you know, and I think I'm correct in that. You know, if you still want to contribute to Betanet, it's your money, it's your time, and it's your mental health, brother. So feel free, but personally, I do not believe in this project, and I don't think it's going to actually go anywhere, and that sucks. I do hope that KO and Pharaoh and anybody else working with Betanet is able to move on with this. If KO is 17, that's really young, right? And I hope you can move past this. You know, and I hope this doesn't like completely ruin your life. But man, you gotta stop this, right? You gotta stop. Like this project is way too ambitious for you. I mean, you kind of already started small, but you need to like progress in increments, right? But yeah, no, I don't wish any ill will, really. I just hope they don't you know, completely destroy themselves personally, right? But still, you should not trust this project. I do not I do not believe in this project. Yeah. All right, so leave a like, comment, and a subscribe, please. I would appreciate it. Next time we meet will probably be this Thursday, actually. I know I said I'm trying to get into an every other week schedule, but damn it, I can't stop making videos. Okay, so this Thursday, I'm going to try out Ubuntu 11.04, 11.10. I think it was 11.10 that had the first version of Unity, and we're going to conclude our little impromptu series on the history of the Ubuntu desktop with that. All right. So thank you so much for watching this overly long video, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!